Hello everyone, we are here playing as Weyland, all about the Weyland these days it seems, up against Sunny. This opening hand is not great. I think we mulligan. The Atlas allows us to go quick, but we have other plans in mind. Basically the idea of this deck is either to mid-season someone, or use underway renovation to lock them down. That's pretty good. But I think for the moment we just take money. We could install just a test, see what they're up to. Sunny tends to start pretty slow, so if we can get a couple of advancements on this, if we could draw a dedication ceremony, that'd be really, really good for us. They kept their hand, just getting a couple of draws, possibly trying to find a sure gamble before they start putting out all of these connections and things like that. And dirty laundry. So if they go for this, they can't trash it, which is great for us. Kind of strange to go for with 1 credit, but that's okay. So we'll advance, and use it. Gain 8. As I say, if we could find dedication ceremony, no. Oh well. So advance, res, and use. So 22 credits is not bad. Couple of agendas in hand, far more trashables and juicy things in hand than I would like. But it just means the ice is coming. Now, Sunny is going to be harder to mid-seasons, but it's still possible. Now it's less possible. If they go HQ here, okay, they're going safe. So obviously we want to ice up R&D and HQ before archives. But then again, if we can stop them from getting the remaining 8 credits, that's not a terrible idea. Or we just find Jacksons. So let's try and find something here. I am tempted to just go Lotus Field underway next turn and start scoring. Yeah, draw 2 and pitch. Partial down is no good to us at the moment. Let's get rid of the agendas, I suppose. This and this. And Jackson? Or, no, Beanstalk. And we'll get back a bigger money card instead. Unless we're getting siphoned, we probably don't need Beanstalk at this stage. So next turn we'll start setting this up. And we do have Arc Lockdown as well, just to shut things down a little bit. Now, their breakers are going to be expensive to power shut down, so that's unlikely. Whoops, oh no. Misclick. So, we goofed there, and yeah. So yeah. We messed that up. Yeah, apparently they're going to be nice to us. Or at least they're going to try. We may have broken the Jinteki twice. Yeah, they're a good soul. So yeah, let's get rid of this, and yeah, let's go straight up money. We're not in a position to mid-seasons them just yet, so yeah, let's Lotus Field this and start milling. That's good as well. No much. Oh, we hit a Sherman. That's a pretty good get for us, because we are essentially playing an Uncorrodable deck. And this is a sneak preview of what's to come. When Scorpio comes out, that new Weyland identity, I am hoping to play it, and I'm hoping to go back to the kind of Uncorrodable style. ignore the fact that the only piece of ice I've installed so far is a cold gate. So they get their other Sherman, but that's not going to be helpful here. So now we're trying to find the other breakers, the names of which I always forget. Coming for HQ, they might hit something good here, Jackson or Batty. Just power shut down. So we could power shut down for 3 if we really wanted to, and at some point we might. Hit money. Hit money. And keep advancing. John Massenor and power tap. So we're hitting good pieces. Now, of course, they could just ignore what's going on over here, run R&D a load of times and score that way. Sentry. So they're still not quite right. They're still looking for that one piece. So hopefully we can hit the stack a couple of times and arc lock down them. If not, power shutdown is always a good plan B. Data Sucker and Patron. Dirty Laundry and Earthrise. So we're hitting good things. We may want to money up again. Or do we go again? Yeah, let's go again. Jackson Clare power tap. Discard to 5. Beanstalk is becoming more necessary. I think Batty for the moment. When we get some sentries up and running, that'll be a better time to have Batty on the table. So as soon as they draw their cold gate breaker, they're going to stick it down, you'd have to assume. R&D holding up well for us. I'm liking it. Now, how much does the cold gate breaker cost? Otherwise, we have to power shut down, install Jackson, install Spiderweb. So drawing frantically, obviously looking for that. So dedication is not any good to us at the moment. Instead we'll money and just keep advancing this. Gamble, Cass, Beth and Temujin. Really good gets. Not the cold gate breaker. In fact, we're making it easier for them to find it. But we have milled a ton of cards from their deck, which is kind of funny. There it is. So it costs 4. So they're finally going to come for this. Essentially get through for free. But the damage is done, I think. And now we can shut down their breaker, or their barrier breaker. And that's kind of what we were fishing for all along. So after all that, they get 1 point. And Citadel comes down. So now seems like a good time to power shutdown, install, install. Apparently I did not install. And we're going to trash 3 cards. We're going to take out their Sherman. We're going to lose. Not bad. Vanilla, we'd like, because it's funny to be able to shut it down. Bye-bye Sherman. There we go. So now we look for arc lockdown before they can get a levy. Run archives is actually fine. Now it's unlikely they play 3 breakers. You'd have to imagine. Though is levy a consideration? I'll have to count their influence. I don't think so. Between Temujin, Beth, things like that, you'd have to say that they're not playing that. Coming for the second Jackson. So let's put back money, Batty. Vanilla's kind of funny. We could have a hero Vanilla. That just wins the game for us. And R&D isn't any more loaded than it was previously, but it could give up the goods here. Alrighty, let's find our clock down. This costs us 4, costs them 2. Not exciting. Ice Wall is good. And credit, I think. We do want to find our clock down though. So maybe we have to draw and hope. Oh well. Well, we can set up the second round of it and start trashing off the spider web. If they don't get it here. Oh yeah, so quick count on influence. You'd imagine 3 career fairs, which is 3, 4, 5, 6 probably. Temujin is 12. Beth 15, 18. Best defense hits nothing at the moment. So we can just ice up everything at the moment. Draw. Jackson is fine. We can put this on archives. I think we save 1 for HQ. Do we put a Jackson in the remote? Or do we put Spiderweb up there? Let's go Spiderweb. So now we are set to round out the game, assuming they can't find another barrier breaker. They more than likely have Nexus. Oh. So we're not going to do the second pass, but not too bad. Nexus is something to be somewhat concerned about. And there it is. So they will be able to get through a barrier, but maybe not 2 barriers. In which case Vanilla is hilarious. Draw Beanstalk. And let's pop Jackson into the remote, because I don't think they're fully set up yet. They have only 3 link, which means they will have to pay into any trace. And nothing in HQ that's any interest anymore. Veritas we will not install, because paying 4 to make them pay 2, not that exciting. Now, the question is as well, what kind of multi-access do they have? We will res here. They'll pay 1 ultimately. Gain 1 from this. Have to pay 1 with power or with Nexus. Oh no, they'll gain a couple of credits. So this is actually worthwhile for them. If we wanted, we could get them tagged. Then again, they have Citadel, so we'd have to beat them twice. So they'll pay in 2, they'll gain 2. But now they can't use it again. And patron. So we have Grindle, which seems decent. Gets us a lot of money. A lot of money. Can install. Can dedication ceremony. And could click trash. Gain 12. Which seems good. Let's do it on new remote. Yeah, so that gets us in a position where we could possibly mid-seasons. We have to at least threaten it. The next thing to decide is where do we feel most threatened. Obviously R&D is where the agendas are at the moment. Our scoring server will be vanilla, spiderweb, lotus field. Okay, they're patroning as well. And now to show them the bad news, that this is an uncorrodable deck. Now the question is, do they have levy? Can we find a second barrier to just stick in front of here? Do we give up the Jackson? No, Jackson's valuable to me. And we have plenty of money as well. So now our tactic is very, very clear. And they see the bad news, which is vanilla is going to be on a server of choice very soon. That's not ideal. Let's tidy up our hand a bit. Let's find some more ice. Still not ideal. Draw again. And let's stick another ice wall in front of R&D. For now, I think we get rid of the agendas. I think we just lock things down and then grind it out. And we don't want to... Veritas is useless to us. I think... Okay, let's be bold here. Let's keep an Atlas. Because if we can install and start advancing that, that obviously is the win condition. It's how you win games. Now let's just hope they don't hit it in the 1 and 5. Oh yeah, patron. Whew. So they can nexus through one of them. Not through the second. They can nexus through here. And that is what they're going to do. So next turn is vanilla, Project Atlas, and start advancing. And we will send back a food. Let's send back money. Now, unfortunately, if they do have another Sherman, we'll have to either power shut down the hard way or out-money them. Somehow not lock them out. Come on HQ, which makes sense. If we draw an agenda, that will make things a bit more difficult. We have to stick a vanilla up here just to either make them... Oh. I needed that. Well, this is also good. Server 4 advance and stick the vanilla up top. And if they have another barrier breaker or another way in, we're in trouble then. The good news is even if they vamp us, we can still get the vanilla up. So who cares about cipher when you don't have the right thing installed to break anything? And now we just try and keep HQ clear. Or get mid-seasons. That also works. So I think we can afford to leave it. They have access to a lot of money. I think we just score it. Because otherwise we put them on 6 points. That's just a terrible idea. Whereas now, the agenda's out of the way. Scoring server is clear. We're good to go. And yeah, 26 credits. It's just ludicrous. Also, 3 link. We'd want to be doing very, very well to beat them here on money. So what we are banking on is that we've hit the only 2 Shermans that they have, and that they don't have levy. And considering how far through their stack they're going, you have to imagine it's looking pretty positive. So if they can't get through here, then we just have to keep HQ clean. Let's do a count of how many cards the underway renovation hit before they finally managed to get to it. I think it definitely hurt them. Like Data Soccer, there was a Temujin, there was Power Taps, Link, all sorts of good stuff. And the fact that they're running HQ indicates that they are locked. Sunny is one of those decks that you never actually need Levy. Well, that's just inconvenient. Because usually you just set up and you go nuts. You have 2 breakers. So you're usually pretty good. If something fails, you have Nexus. But it's when you have a specialized ice suite like this, which is very focused on picking off a barrier breaker and grinding things out that way. Although in saying that, we're still in trouble if we draw an agenda here. We might have to... Well, actually, Vanilla, Marimati. We're A-okay. And we have food in here. So if we don't draw an agenda, we just start advancing this. Triple advance. Then we can advance, score. Fire another agenda in if needs be. Or we can start icing up. So we have a bit of choice at least. New Angel City Hall. Is the vamp coming? Or are they just, at this stage, spending cards? Or in the interface? This indicates that Levy is coming. Levy or something to get them around here. That unnerves me a little. Or they want to show off the deck. Go over archives. The great thing is that this is vanilla, so even if they do vamp us, we're still in a good position. Or are they going for a DLR? That would also make sense. Okay. Now my mind is just running through all those possibilities, but I think we're okay. Of course we draw an agenda. So, Marimati on HQ, Vanilla on HQ, and take a credit. So now we go for the complete lockout, and we see if they have an answer. If they do, then we're in trouble, because we've left to go on so long that they have a way in. regardless if they can get their last breaker or something like Overmind. Some sort of contingency. Down to the last 5 cards is Levy or Sherman in those 5. So coming for HQ, tracing through vanilla as you'd expect. And now our wall of barriers is here. And that is it. Whew. So we lock them out with barriers all around. A little lucky on HQ on R&D that nothing was coming up. I don't know why I play Consulting Visit. Every time I do, it is the last card that I draw. There's going to be no help for us here for the mid-seasons or Scorches or anything like that. Wait a second, where are the booms rather? There they are. But yeah, that worked out well. You saw the general idea. We do have Arc Lockdown as well, as you can see. So if you can hit something like Shaper, you can take things out. You can also hit Parasites, because those are good, I hear, especially with Cipher. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching.